Behold my greatest invention, a person named Edward. I'm the first person that's ever been invented? Where did you come from, then? Well, you're the first person that I've ever invented. But I'm the first person ever called Edward, right? Well, no, actually, there's lots of other Edwards. So this really isn't the big deal you're making it out to be. Hey, I'd like to see you try to make your own person while living all alone in a mansion. Actually, I'm sort of wondering what kind of weirdo lives alone in a mansion and makes a person named Edward. You're overthinking it. You're new here and you have a lot to learn. Wait, why don't I have hands like you? Are these scissors? Those are temporary. Hands are pretty complicated pieces of machinery, so I figured I'd add those later. But did you have to make them out of scissors? Wouldn't kitchen tongs make a lot more sense? But I only have one set of kitchen tongs, and those are for lifting corn on the cob out of a boiling pot of water. But why scissors? They're so pointy and sharp and kind of dangerous. Truth be told, I belong to the Scissors of the Month Club, and things got a bit out of control. Don't you mean out of hand? You're far too new around here to be making jokes like that. Wait a minute. These aren't just part of some clumsy metaphor, are they? You know, every time I try to touch something, I end up hurting them. What? No. That would be pretty ham-fisted. Well, scissors-handed. Well, I guess it's okay as long as it's only temporary and you finish the real hand soon. It's not like I'm going anywhere. I'm only 87 and I'm in very frail health. Great, mister. What's your name anyway? Mister? That better not be a death rattle. Hello? Is anyone home? Are you from Uber Eats? Because I ordered that pizza like 2 weeks ago. No, I'm selling high-priced, low-quality beauty products door to door. Where were you last year when I needed an embalmer? Oh no, has there been a death in the family? Well, I don't know if the inventor was actually family. I never even got his name. The old inventor died? Wait, what happened to his body? Is that the sort of thing you ask the recently bereaved? Well, you're the one who brought up needing an embalmer. What did you end up doing? You might not like the answer, given my hideous hands of scissors, or scissor hands, if you will. Fine then, we'll drop the topic. My name's Peg. Is it because your fingers look like wooden pegs? No. Wait a minute. Do my hands really look like wooden pegs? My name's Edward Scissorhands, for obvious reasons. I get the Scissorhands part, but why Edward? Are you named after goth artist Edward Gorey, or perhaps goth poet Edward Allan Poe? I don't think so. What's goth mean, anyway? Have you looked in the mirror lately? You're plainly a goth, even for 1990. Wait, it's 1990? How long have I been living alone in this attic? Edward, you better come home with me. My house is much smaller than this one, but there's a lot less rats and termites. No rats? No termites? What will I eat? What are you doing in my waterbed? And why do I even have a waterbed? Oh, I'm Edward. I'm going to be living in your house from now on. Mom, there's some goth guy with scissors for his hands in my waterbed. Oh, Kim, I forgot to tell you. This is Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, that still doesn't really explain anything. I have scissors for hands and I ruin everything I touch. Good for you. But does he have to stay in my room? I guess I just wasn't really thinking about you. You've been so distant ever since you got a jock boyfriend. Well, I am a cheerleader in a movie. It's practically a requirement that I'm blonde and I have a jock boyfriend. You don't seem like a cheerleader. You seem like you'd be more happy as a goth. No, I'm a cheerleader. I don't even know what a goth is. Now, Kim, you're not being very honest. Weren't you a goth in that Beetlejuice movie just a few years ago? This is the point in my career where I'm trying really hard not to get typecast. Well, if it'll make you more comfortable, I'll be happy to sleep somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else, like the garden shed with all the other sharp tools.
Kim, that's an incredibly insensitive thing to say. Peg, you didn't tell me you had a garden shed full of sharp tools. I totally would have slept there.
Ha, see? I wasn't being insensitive, I was being pragmatic.
I guess putting a scissor-handed guy on a waterbed wasn't one of my brightest ideas.
Still not as bad as the time you took the Human Torch to the propane store.
And if this were an episode of Family Guy, we'd show you a cutaway scene.
So, Edward, would you like to help me do some yard work today?
Who are you?
I'm Peg's husband, Kim's dad, but you can call me Bill.
I'm never going to remember all that. I have limited social skills.
Look, if you want to keep living in my garden shed, you're going to have to pitch in and help around here.
Fine, but I'm just worried I won't be very helpful. As you may have noticed, I have scissors for hands.
Yeah, I know, you keep bringing it up every 5 minutes or so.
I'm just worried I won't be able to do stuff like raking leaves or carrying trash bags.
Hey, I just had a good idea. How about you trim my hedges?
Oh, I see. Just because I have scissors for hands, you assume that I'm best suited for trimming hedges. I see how it's going to be around here.
Well, if you like, instead you could open some letters, cut a few pretty snowflakes on a paper, that sort of thing.
I suppose those are things that a finger hand such as yourself might struggle with.
Finger hands? Is that how you refer to the rest of us?
I was going to go with fleshy hands, but I like that even less.
Tell you what, I'll give you free creative reign on these hedges. Go nuts with it.
Ooh, can I make a hedge maze like the one at the end of The Shining?
Maybe not that nuts. Maybe start simple, like some topiary creatures, that sort of thing.
Like this?
Oh, wow, that's, something all right.
You don't like it, do you?
Now, I never said that, I just didn't realize how ordinary it's going to make the rest of my yard look.
Say, you're right. I better cut the rest of the hedges too.
No, wait, that's not necessary.
There we go, all done. So, what do you think?
More like, what are my neighbors gonna think?
Edward, I just love what you did with those hedges. Oh, hi, Joyce. Would you like me to trim your hedges too? Oh, Edward, I wish you could, but mine all got eaten by termites. Oh, that's easy to fix. I could just eat the termites. I was hoping you could trim my hair. Trim your hair? But my hands are so sharp. What if I hurt you? Oh, Edward, don't worry. I won't press charges. I'd feel much more comfortable if we wrote up some kind of formal agreement and had a witness notarize it. Aw, you've been hurt before, haven't you, Edward? Joyce, why are you being so nice to me all of a sudden? I just feel like you're misunderstood because you're a goth. And it has nothing to do with me having scissors for hands? Wait, those are actually your hands? I just thought you were holding 10 pairs of scissors all the time. So, when do I get to cut your hair? Stay away from me, you freak.
So this is the guy who's been living in your garden shed. He looks like the offspring of Robert Smith from The Cure and a Swiss Army knife. His name's Edward, and he's not so bad. What do you mean, not so bad? Are you forgetting you're my girlfriend? Jim, just because I'm your girlfriend doesn't mean I have to hate all the other guys. Yes, it does. What else does being girlfriend mean?
So this is Jim? I've heard so many good things about you. Actually, the complete opposite.
Yeah, and make sure it stays that way.
What does that even mean?
Hey, I heard you can use those scissor hands to pick locks. Is that true?
I can? Who told you that?
Don't you remember the time that I got locked out of Saks Fifth Avenue and you helped me get my stuff? I need you to break into my dad's house and steal his stereo equipment. You think you can do that, Scissorhands?
I don't understand. If it's your dad's house, why can't you just go in yourself?
For some reason, my dad doesn't trust me.
It might have something to do with the fact that you're always stealing his stereo equipment. I don't know if I should help you. You don't seem like a very nice guy.
You'll help me because I'm Kim's boyfriend, and you have the hots for Kim.
Wait, what? He's got me there. I don't get it. Everyone hates me now. Maybe it's because you got caught breaking into Jim's dad's house and nobody trusts you. No, I'm pretty sure it's because I have scissors for hands and I hurt everything I touch. I know. Why don't you try carving some ice and I could dance around in the snowfall that you create? Why on earth would we do that? I don't know, but the scene will go on for like 3 minutes.
Hey, freak, get lost. I'm scheduled to be mean to Kim now.
Aw, come on, Jim. We were just gonna start carving ice and making snow.
I knew you two were doing stuff like that behind my back.
You know what, Edward? I'm sick of all this guy drama. Can you just stab him and go back to living in your creepy mansion? Yeah, I'm kind of sick of all this suburban conformity anyway. Come here, Jim.
Oh! Who'd have thought that getting 10 scissors to the gut could be so painful?
Don't forget to subscribe and then watch the video over again.
It's all a fraction of